Omid and Kojo Show.
There's my mate, Omid.
Hello, matey. It's
Hello.
me.
Just talking about, I was talking
you
about
saying?
I got bitten. Like, the flies were swarming me today. It was horrible. But look
Yeah,
at the
that
dankness.
doesn't sound
That's
ideal.
the grass, though. It was lovely.
Oh, go on, mate. That was lovely.
Yes, I've been fixing my aerial semi today.
Yeah, that's bloody marvellous, if you ask me.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. Yeah. So there's that. Been getting bitten by flies. But we're back.
Well, but wait. Before we get into it,
Go on.
I know you mentioned that we're doing all of them on. Hang on, let me turn you up. I know you mentioned that we're doing them all on YouTube now, but we need you guys to follow us along over to YouTube because we're trying to get to 2 million subscribers real soon. And yeah, now for real though, we do need to get to 1,000 subscribers so that we can hopefully make a little bit of money on this. So it's not actually just taking a bunch of time. Yeah, because like
the plan to make it better, but yeah.
The plan is to get a bunch of equipment so that we can set up cameras linked to the laptop so it's much higher quality and we can get higher audio quality and all that kind of thing. So we'd appreciate it if you joined us and subscribed over at the YouTube channel. And yeah,
These are my legs.
Go on, mate. Go on.
Those are my legs. You seen them before? Imagine that. My legs. But
your legs are looking bloody lovely. They're starting to look more and more like arms as the days go on. That's kind of the goal, though. That's something that I noticed.
Mate, your legs look like arms.
Yeah, like that's why Sando stood out to me the most because it looks like he's got 4 arms instead of legs. Like the dexterity that he's got in those bloody legs of his is crazy.
It looks like he's got 4 arms.
Yeah, crazy man. Well, yeah. What are we talking about today?
We're talking about today. I don't know. Did you have a look at our last one on YouTube? Because the audio was destroyed. So yeah, we lost a lot of that.
Yeah.
So we talked about some of that. I don't want to talk about that the whole time though.
Yeah, I mean, I think we can cover it a little bit later on. But yeah, we've been talking about social media and whatnot
and all of that. Yeah, all of that garbage. I can talk about. Okay. So, keep everyone updated. I've been having some struggles. It's been challenging. So, as any KTL member knows, I've been trying to get longer, more in-depth videos from people. Turns out, it's pretty hard to do. It's pretty hard to get what you want, to get like really in-depth videos. It takes a lot of effort. So, yeah. I've been working on that, but I've got a new tactic. Because before I was sending everyone like a plan template, getting them to fill out the plan, and then they send it back to me. I try and add to the plan, send it to them, get the video, and then we edit the video and try and upgrade it, and then it gets posted. But I'm adding another step. Now, before any video is filmed, I'm calling them and having a video call with the tricker so that I can give like better advice to making it how I want it to be, because I know it could be a lot better.
So what I think it's quite interesting, like the amount of work that you put into these things. Obviously, I hear about it like daily because it's it's your entire life. So I think it'd be interesting for people to really get an idea as to what goes into these videos, because I've seen a lot of people over the years say like, I don't know, like why I don't want to pay for it, but it's like. When you hear about all the work that goes into it and when you see the finished products, it makes so much sense. It's like, from my perspective, why is it not cheap? Why is it not more expensive? You know what I'm saying?
I'm not really, I don't know, I'm not trying to market or anything. I was just kind of saying what's going on.
No, I know. Like, but I think for the people that are watching, I think it is interesting because no one's really dedicated, except for like a few different paths, like owning a gym, for example. People haven't necessarily dedicated as much time to the business that benefits tricking as much. There's like gyms, gatherings, and I guess a couple of clothing brands, but not really to the extent that you've, I don't know, put your heart and soul into it,
Well, but this is one of the things where I'm like, because basically one of my motivations obviously I'm always trying to improve compared to myself, but also I do watch a lot of like YouTube tricking creators, and I make sure I watch Adrenaline as well. And I was like, how can I make sure? Not because I think for a while then the videos have been better, but how can they be like way better? But then I've kind of dived in at the deep end trying to do these in-depth videos for everyone, and it's made me think, okay, I mean, that's why Adrenaline put out loads of these short, like not much effort videos, because it's so much easier. It's hard.
Yeah.
It's like way harder to try and do like a really in-depth video that covers everything. That's like 20 minutes rather than 5 minutes of tips just filmed in one day. Like having all these steps, it does up the quality, but it's really hard. So
Yeah, I know.
it's much harder than I thought it would be. I thought I'd be producing ultimate guides every week, but it's hard. Turns out.
Well, I mean, it's something that I never used to think that what we were doing was similar. Like with me doing YouTube and you doing KTL videos and stuff, because like yours is like educational, but you've realized how much I don't know value the entertainment side along with and the engaging side along with the education side is. And for me now, I'm going along the path of like, instead of just trying to churn out the same videos time and time again on my YouTube channel, I want to make every single video like a legit project. Like I'm going to such extreme lengths to make these videos as entertaining as possible from start to finish, that like I'm traveling to a completely different like part of the country for a 2-minute segment of a video with the Isle of Wight part of the last video that I released. And then I'm cycling over 100 miles for a video and just doing all this mad shit. And when you start doing it like that, you can't quite churn out the same numbers that you would have done before. And once you raise the standard, it's a lot harder to bring the videos back down to that. So you kind of...
Yeah. It just feels bad. It's like, that's what I found with doing the ultimate guides and really upping the quality on them. I kind of just really don't want to do any of the short, not that good videos. I just don't. Doesn't interest me, you know.
Yeah,
What's
I mean,
the point.
I feel the same now, like because I felt a little bit like with the videos that I was making, like I felt like they were just a little bit stale, just because like when I was editing them, my enjoyment just wasn't quite there, because it was just like it's the same video over and over again, just a different day. It's like, oh, I'm gonna do some stuff, flips. Oh, I'm doing some more stuff and then flips. Whereas now, like I wanna challenge myself in as many crazy ways as it can be and incorporate tricks in as many ways as possible, but also like broaden it, because that's just, I'm a little bit of a maniac. I want to push my body. Like I want to feel like I've accomplished something that I never thought I could.
100 miles. I get it. But Alex Hunter just joined. I want to show Alex Hunter my clip, so I'm happy with it. Which leads on to a couple of things as well, actually. Well, this one's better, I think. But what was it? A couple of these comments. One of them from Aiden said, "Oh yeah, I would love some day in the life videos or some sit downs or any extra content for the Omid and Kojo show." He's saying you should put out more videos than just podcasts on YouTube, like vlogs, behind the scenes, all of that. Which kind of leads me on to why I've not been using Instagram much, because I haven't looked at the messages yet. Like I just don't have it on my phone anymore, and don't go on it. But which has been great. I've been loving not going on it. I think I'm just gonna not anymore. We're just on it now because our live wasn't working so great on the YouTube, and this all kind of ties in. Like all of that extra stuff all takes time, and we both have jobs, so we need to like, you know, make enough money to live. So we can't spend loads of time doing all this stuff. And I realized with Instagram, looking at my like usage time, I'd spent like 12 hours in a week on Instagram. The way I justify to myself going on Instagram, because it's not fun, don't like it. The way I justify to myself is it helps with business. And then I thought, well, I could probably make more money in that 12 hours doing something other than Instagram, even if it does help me boost my business a bit. And that's exactly what I've been doing. So yeah, it's going well. That's why I'm not going to be posting on Instagram anymore, really. And I'm going to move towards just not using it at all.
Just not being reachable.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Aiden said some extra content could help you with the algorithm and exposure. And it's something that Kojo and I like. I don't know, we've gone backward and forward over like the social media usage and how it benefits you over the years. And we've put in work over the years. We've both posted multiple times a day in order to build a following so that we can build businesses around the things that we love doing. But it's not actually going to be that beneficial at this point. We need to create a great thing first.
Well, you know what's funny? Because people always say this. Nick said YouTube royalties make sick videos that last for time and become meta for learning. Here's an example. Now with KTL, the amount I spend on paying people to like make all these videos and spend on getting editors to spend hours and hours editing them, because we really try and make good videos. It's not like, you know, like an adrenaline video I could edit in 45 minutes, whereas lots of my videos have taken 60 hours to edit. It's a different thing. It takes a lot of work. So, and most YouTube videos you could do in that time. But in order to fund KTL, and it's like, at the moment, there's enough money to pay everyone, and I can make enough money to live, but it's not like I'm rich. I don't have loads of money. Like, I'm not driving at the moment. I walk most places to avoid paying for trains. I like keep things cheap. In order to make that same amount of money from YouTube, we would need around 10 to 15 million views per month. 10 to 15 million views per month in order to fund what we do on KTL. So that should put into perspective, like YouTube wouldn't do it. That's more views than like all the tricking content in the world combined gets every month. We'd need more than that, more than every single tricking video watched to fund what we do. So that's why we charge. It makes sense then, because you don't realize how much I'd have to spend for these long videos, and I'm paying people hundreds. I'm paying editors in the over 100, and it adds up. Like,
but that's how you make a good product. Because the thing is, like, if it was a money thing, then the product wouldn't be there, because you wouldn't be spending the money on getting the finished video as good as it is. You'd just be taking the money and being like, well, I've got this money now. But it's a vicious cycle, because you can't get the money if the product's not good. And you can't keep the money because then you need to make the product good.
Not only, I think I think it's more profitable in the long run, trying to make really good stuff. But it's like I said on the phone because I was face calling Vios yesterday about his video and how we can improve it. And I even told him, I was like, I would rather pay you double if the video is really, really good. So if you need to spend loads more hours doing it, tell me and I'll pay you double for it. Like, I'd rather pay way more for a really, really good video, because I think they're worth it. Like, yeah, I think in the long run, it's better to have 300-400 amazing videos that cover the foundation of every family of tricks. So you could just watch all of these and you understand the whole raise family, the whole beat twist family, whole swing family or rap. You get it completely. You know loads of shit about it. So you can progress really fast. It's better having that than just like 2,000 short videos that give you a couple tips and miss out loads of stuff.
Yeah,
I think. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, it's helped you massively as well, because like that's something that we just talk about these things, but like KTL and like being so submerged in the information that's being given by all these people and having to like oversee all of it and edit it and all that kind of shit. Like, I don't know, if it weren't for that, then me and you wouldn't be as, I don't know, well thought through. Any of our training wouldn't be as well thought through because it's not in our faces as much. And that's something I'm super grateful for.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. There's a lot to learn. I'm interested to see where tricking gets to in like 10, 15 years. And like how much, I think everyone would train in a completely different way to the way they do now.
In what way?
Well, I don't know what would drive it. I don't know what would drive a bit more, because there is a lot of variety in tricking, but in certain areas.
I think it's going to be competition. I think I know where you're going with it, but I think it's going to be competition that's going to change.
If competition was judged differently, if competition was like, this guy, they didn't just think, okay, this guy did the hardest stuff. It was like, this guy brought something new. Like, there should be a massive bonus for doing something that's like,
different to everyone else.
No one's seen before. It's really different. Even if it's not harder, even if it's easier, I think that should kind of get a big bonus, because I think that would make tricking way more interesting as a whole when you think about it.
Well, I agree, but I also think it's going to kind of like the competition is just going to kind of subsector itself. So there's going to be we've spoken about it in the past, but like if there was a strictly swing-based competition where it's treated the same way as the final battles of Hooked, and then you've also got like like the battles that we said before, where you can't do above a single twist, and you've got all these little subsections of the battles where there is a real incentive for people to like really train for it, but then everybody specializes a little bit more, and it means that then you've got a place for everybody. Whereas right now it's like, if you can do this kind of staple combo, but with an extra twist, you're going to win.
Yeah, and it's like if you're a certain size, then you've got like a huge bonus, because the tricks that are most popular that win you battles, if you do like cheek 12, hook end vagado, backside 14, touchdown raise, double cork snapu, then there we go. Oh, okay. I want to respond to this because this is something that comes up a lot. And I don't know why, I'm feeling open today. I'm giving everyone a big behind the scenes today for some reason. But here's one. Hey, Kojo, I love your website, but there is something that really bothers me. I can't search for tricks. I would have to scroll down, and sometimes it would take me ages, and I would just look on YouTube. First off, use Control F, and then you can search the name. But, so I've been trying to get a new website built for 2 years now. And now that would sound ridiculous, but it is ridiculous because I was told 3 months, and there's been constant delays, and it's cost over £10,000. And like, people don't, this is just to share like what goes in behind the scenes, the amount of stress that's going on to make this happen. And think over those whole 2 years, spending all this money trying to get this new website done. I've had people every single day saying, why is there no search bar? Why can't I see related videos and all that? And I think that's a big part of why Instagram's so stressful and why I'm trying to get off it. Because imagine, like, you're trying your absolute best. Someone says, I bet you have some coding fans that would help you create a website. It's one of those people who's building the website. It's like, it's just not that easy. And then when one person's already a long way along with it, you can't just start again when you've already spent all this money. So someone said, there's plenty of uni students who would come help you. How do I know they're good? How do I know they won't take 2 years when they say 3 months? Like the last one. Like,
yeah,
you just not, if you don't fully think these things through, it all seems so easy, but it's not so easy, is the reality of these sort of things. Like, yeah, that's the reality. But the new website is nearly done. It's completely workable. I can go on it. I can see recommended videos. I can search. Someone said Squarespace. It's not Squarespace. It's built completely from scratch. If it wouldn't be that good on Squarespace. It's like the website's on WordPress at the moment, and that's why it's not that good. But this one's built from scratch. It works way faster. It's got a really good searching facility. It's much better, but it's in the final stages, finally. But it's taken like 2 years. Someone said, make a team work together. It's like, how am I paying this team? I already struggle to balance everything. I got to pay all these trickers. I've got to make a living. I've got to pay the editors. I've got to make sure everything like balances and we maintain enough members. It's like there's a lot that goes into it. And honestly, with the amount of stress, I'd probably, if I could go back in time, I probably wouldn't have, I don't know if I'd get myself into it again, but we are where we are, you know?
Well, no, I think if you had the same knowledge, then maybe just going about things a slightly different way. But it's like, even then, you don't know what the right thing to do is. And that's kind of the problem when you're dealing in business, when you've got no fucking clue what you're doing and you're just trying to you're trying to make it work and trying to fucking, yeah, it's tough. But
you learn a lot.
Yeah.
Because I used to think the same. You got to think of me and you, Omid, when we were younger, when we were like teenagers, with Nathan, and he was always trying to do things with the gym. So Nathan runs the gym that we train at in Birmingham, UTX. And he was always telling us, oh, yeah, we're getting this new floor. We're going to get a foam pit put in. And then it wouldn't happen. And it would take like months. And we'd be like, how's he not sorted it yet? Yeah. But when you run a business yourself, then you realize everything is way harder than it seems. Like when I started this, I thought, well, I'll just message trickers. I'll offer them money and they'll just make these videos. Turns out, no. Like, first off, you got at least, I'd say about half of the trickers you message aren't going to respond. And then out of the ones that do respond, maybe 1 in 4 of them will actually make the video they said they'll make. Mm-hmm. And then those 1 in 4 will make it late. Like you wouldn't believe it. You wouldn't believe it. It's just different to what you think. It's different to what I thought as well. And so I do understand why people would think these things. Like, why can't you just have a search bar? And I thought the same, but turns out 2 years later.
Well, I mean, we discovered it with just doing the live as well. Like, we thought, oh yeah, it can't be that difficult to go live on YouTube. And fucking Kojo had to download like 7 different plugins. He had to fucking, at one point they were saying he needed a second laptop in order to do the thing. And it's just
right,
like,
now turn on your second one.
I don't know. It's just, sometimes you have to go through these things in order to realize that you have to plan for everything that's going to go wrong. And even then, way more is going to go wrong than you originally thought. And it's going to cost you way more money and way more time. And yeah, it's not. Someone said we trickers are very reliable people. Yeah.
We're a reliable bunch. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not complaining too much as well, because I'm grateful for all the people that have supported it. Like, it's gone really well in that sense, but it is quite stressful, especially the website related things, because I'm not a coder at the end of the day. I don't have any experience in that. So I have to rely on other people, and it's hard for me to choose like who to trust. I have to trust what other people say sometimes, and it might not necessarily be the truth, but then I'm accountable for all of it. I'm the one who's getting all the messages of, why don't you have a search bar? Why is this thing going wrong? Why is this going on? And it's like, I don't know, if you judge the site on the videos that are on there, that's all me. Judge the site on the actual platform itself, that's the bit that's not me, and it's really hard to sort.
Yeah. I mean, there's a comment here saying it definitely sucks that some people can hold you back. It's a great idea, but people delay, the website guy, etc. I mean, yeah, and it will. I don't know. I'm always telling Kojo it will get done eventually. It's just you got to somehow make it through without the big vein in your forehead popping, and that's the hard bit, because when you're trying to do anything, it's rough.
Well, I think it's taught me a lot about that, about patience, and I think this is something that kind of benefits in every area of life, and learning how to not take things to heart. Like, when I first started, then if someone messaged me and there was like a problem with their account, I was like, oh no, I need to sort it. And I was like stressing out, sorting it out like at midnight if I got the message. But now I kind of look at it like anyone can wait till tomorrow. Things can be sorted. If it's like, if I've got plans over the weekend, then it can wait till Monday. I don't have to spend my whole weekend working all the time, because then that means I end up being more stressed out and I'm not able to put out as good work. So overall, it's worse for everyone. So I've learned how to like kind of look after myself so that I can do a better job. Because when you're just only trying to do a really good job, then you end up not looking after yourself and you do worse. And I think that can apply that to lots of things, can you?
Yeah. I mean, with tricks and stuff, you kind of sometimes, you have to learn that in various, I don't know, areas of life, and then it kind of applies to everything. Because with tricks, if you're not taking the rest, then you're gonna fuck yourself up. Even if you are just trying to do the best job, sometimes doing nothing is the best course of action, which is hard to kind of do when you really want to do it all the time.
Well, that's one I was thinking about. Well, when I was back in Birmingham, I was thinking about that. Like, before, I used to think with tricking, then it takes, like, it's not that hard to train really hard when you feel like training. But then I was like, the real challenge is like, how hard can you train when you don't feel like training? And that's kind of true in some sense. But the next level, the real toughest thing is like, can you not train when you
really want to train?
You shouldn't. Like, I think that takes even more strength. I think for me, I find it easier to make myself train when I don't really want to than I do to make myself not train when I do really want to. And instead of, like, I always used to look at that. In the past, I'd always just train anyway. But now I'm like, and if I didn't want to train, then I'd train anyway, because I'd be like, oh, don't be a bitch about it. But actually, you can look at it like, are you going to be so much of a bitch that you can't, like, rest the amount you need to rest? Like, I see it like that. I see skipping out on resting is like skipping out on your workout. It's like skipping out on the session. You got to take it that seriously, because it is that important overall. Yeah.
I mean, that's definitely something that's changed. And that's just the evolution of doing it over and over again, I think. Because not with tricks, because even when I felt like shit, I could have trained 3 days in a row for like 6 hours a day. but I would still want to trick. Even if, well, I'd still be able to go and trick. Whereas if I'd done that amount of like extra work, like stretching, conditioning, all that kind of shit, then I wouldn't be as inclined to go and do more of that, because the tricking's the fun bit. So now it's like I just kind of look at all the other shit that I need to do, and that's kind of the top priority, because that's what enables me to be able to do the fun shit. Let's have a look at some
life lessons you learn from the tricks. Someone said, at what age did you guys start tricking? I started doing flips at 16, and I kind of transitioned into tricking at around 17.
I started doing flips just before my, was it 17th or 18th birthday?
Must have been 7.
Yeah. It was like literally a few weeks before, and then got into tricks like 2-3 months later. But I was still kind of doing free running and tricking. I miss that. I do miss that kind of like weird period where you don't really know what you're doing. You're kind of just doing flips to kind of benefit everything. It's like a very joyful, naive approach to everything, and I like that.
Yeah, just doing stuff. No, I enjoyed those times. I was always Webstering off things and B-twisting off things. I used to cork off stuff as well. Like I learned my double B-twist and double corks mainly from doing them off stuff. I
couldn't believe that shit when you used to do those kind of things, because we were like mad young, and like he wasn't bothered. He was like, well, it's off a height, it's way easier. And I was like, fuck that. Yeah, the height scared me. But one thing I always used to love doing was gainers and running gainers. I was always running gainering downstairs for some reason.
Oh yeah, that was mad. I remember first seeing you do that, and I was like, fuck you know.
Yeah,
I remember you doing it in Wolverhampton.
Yeah. That was one of the first training sessions I ever went to, just on concrete. I think it was maybe like a second or third, and I was just so amped. I was rotating with my arms out, flapping like this. It was so scared. I could have been that cliff. Did you see the guy trying to do the backflip off the ladder? Sorry, as the car ran over it.
What?
Oh, it's mad. It's mental.
Did you send it to me?
Huh?
Have you sent it to me?
Yeah, it was in the peen chat.
Oh, I haven't done. Which peen chat? Instagram peen chat?
No. Oh, it might have been. But yeah, basically, it must have been Russia. There was a guy stood on top of a step ladder, and he tries to do like a gainer off the ladder as a speeding car comes through and knocks the ladder down really fast. Must be doing like 50 miles an hour. And he fucks it. He fucks it so bad. He's just falling halfway through the gainer onto his chest. And his arms are all bent up like this.
Did he time it wrong, or did he just like
he just got no rotation? Because the car didn't hit the ladder until after he'd taken off. But he just got no, and the thing is, probably a 6-foot step ladder, and he's just jumped, rotates super slow onto his chest on concrete.
Oh,
it's fucking mad.
All right, go on. I was going to have a look at some of these comments before.
Someone said, Hooked got me into tricking too. That's weird. And the thing that got me into tricking was watching Hooked 2017 or 2018 when Jacob Pinto did Shuriken Cutter Turbo. Okay, I get. I thought you meant he went to Hooked and he like that was his first exposure to tricking.
That's a great thing about like Hooked and how professional it is, because like I really enjoy Hooked as well. But some of the most fun gatherings I've had have been like the small ones with like under 30 people, just really fun to be at. But that's one of the big benefits of the big gatherings. I think the videos that come out afterwards, it makes tricking look like a real thing, because when you just see a few guys in a gym, like, and there's no branding or anything, it's just a few guys in the building doing these weird flips and kicks. It could, like, you could still be really inspired, but seeing this massive event with all these spotlights and like the big screen and all of that, like professionally filmed, I can see how for younger people especially, that's gonna inspire you much more, because you're like, oh, that's an actual thing I can get into, something that people do, that people care about. Like Jacob Pinto does that Shuriken Cutter and everyone's hype. Like, I think that is a really good thing for kind of like marketing for tricking, like showing it to the world. It's a good way to present it.
Yeah, I think when it's more of a spectacle, it makes people a lot more welcome to it. Whereas you could just be, like you were saying, a man in a warehouse doing kicks and flips in the air. Because that's kind of what it is. But you have to be led into it so that you understand that it's not just man in warehouse.
Yeah. Oh.
Someone said, I always saw tricking growing up when I did gymnastics, but never knew much about it. But all these gatherings and that have highlighted so much and are encouraging for wanting to learn. Yeah, I think gatherings are such a hub. Like, my first gathering experience changed everything. And then, like, the 3 or 4 gatherings after that, they just, I don't know, they blew me away. Because every time, like, there'd be, like, at least, like, 2, 3, 4 months in between. And I'd go to a gathering and I'd be thinking, like, oh, it's so exciting that, like, I've put in all this work and now I get to go and, like, meet all these people and we get to do our tricks together. But then I'd get there and I'd be like, holy shit, I am the worst. And it was, like, super humbling. But, like, I'd see all these people that I'm like, fucking hell, they're incredible. But then they'd come over and chat to me and be like, yo, like, what you working on? Like, and we just kind of talk. And, yeah, it was super inspiring.
It really hits different seeing it in person as well. Because in the video, you could see, like, for example, one of my first gathering, like Genetrix 2011, I think, yeah. Like, I'd seen people in videos do cart triple full and stuff. Mm-hmm. But when you're, like, pretty new, it's hard to really appreciate, like, how well they can do these things. Because I view it as like, oh, damn, that must have been so hype. They just, like, fully went through it, like, ripping that triple full. But it's completely different seeing someone in person just kind of, like, really casually just do it like nothing.
Yeah.
That like, shifted something in my brain. Because I saw Vivian Yulu do that. I saw him do a standing cart triple full. I knew people could do cart triple full. And this is in 2011 when that was still a hard thing. But I knew people could do it. But it's really different seeing someone do something, like, easily, like, casually. Yeah. It ended up, like, actually being there and seeing their approach to it. Like, oh, he's not, like, taking shots of pre-workout and hyping himself up in the corner and screaming. He's just doing it.
Yeah.
Like, it changed how I thought about tricks and, like, the difficulty level from there on.
That extra level of, like, kind of float is something that blew me away, because I could see videos of people and they'd just be doing things. And when you see it and it's easy, it's just like, oh, okay, that was easy. But then when you see it in person, it's like they're a completely different, like, being to what you are. When you're struggling to do cork and they're just doing, like, 10, like, nothing. And it's so smooth and their technique is so much better than yours. There's, like, a fluidity that comes with it that you can't really appreciate on video. And having seen Sando and Bozzy and all these people, I was just like, I want to do that. I want to be able to, like, make my tricks look fucking weird, like I'm some weird creature. And that massively influenced when I took tricks.
Some kind of serpent man. Oh, yeah. See, this is why we miss. We need gatherings back. Hopefully soon. I mean, I know there's no hook this year. Probably good to have, like, a break from it, and then we'll all be able to really appreciate it next time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, OMG happened last weekend. Yeah, last weekend, I think.
Oh, yeah.
And I think there was a decent kind of turnout. I think it's kind of good. I think once, hopefully, by the end of the year and moving into the new year, everyone will just be kind of like, yeah. I think, obviously, there could be, I don't know, meteor shower or some shit, and everything could go way more mental. But hopefully everyone will start easing off and we can start getting back to kicking it with people and training and, hype shit. Because I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Is there a question? Not got long because I'm gonna have to go. But is there a country that you'd love to see a gathering from that you haven't been to or you haven't seen a gathering from yet?
Good question. I mean, somewhere in South America would be cool. I know they do have gatherings in South America, but imagine if they had, like, a hooked kind of gathering where they had a budget and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, that would be cool. I know it's a big place. So I'm like, which place in South America? I don't know. I'd like to go to a lot of it. I'd like to go to Brazil. I'd like to go to Chile, Peru. Someone said, Aiden said New Zealand New Zealand would be really like expensive to get to
Yeah.
for everyone in the world, pretty much, unless you're Australian. But that would be so sick. Like with the scenery they've got there, I don't know. You could make it so cool if it's like a week-long thing. You arrange for like activities, kind of going and seeing shit as part of the gathering. Get some like really dope gathering sampler filmed out in some crazy Lord of the Rings location.
Yeah, that'd be fucking hype. Someone said, I want to see a gathering in Canada. There's a couple that I know of. There's one in Toronto, a Monkey Vault, and there's one in...
What's the other one?
I forget where the other place is. Fuck. The other, I don't know, most well-known place in Canada. But I'm trying to see some kind of tropical beach gathering. Like, imagine what Portugal did, but like in the Caribbean.
Yeah.
That'd be so sick.
Fire festival.
Yeah.
You know that's how it ends up.
Yeah, that's 100%. Have you seen that documentary?
Yeah.
Dude, it's fucked.
Yeah,
Anyone who hasn't seen the Fire Festival documentary, I highly recommend you go and watch it. Every single step of the way, it gets more insane, and you just can't believe what you're witnessing, that this was a real thing.
All right, well, before we go, I'm going to play one more clip from my role. Oh, there's one other thing, which I shared with you, but it's not in frame.
Oh, it's too crap.
It was a garage, and it said, strong penuse. So it was like it said penis. I found it very funny. So there was that. That's been going on. That's what I've been doing.
I googled the word limp penuse, but spelled PNEUS, and there was like some car wash thing that said limp penuse, so I sent that to Kojo.
That's funny. Limp penuse. Oh yeah, look at this sweet location. So I went to this town, and they got this dope aqueduct, and the grass was perfect. Like the most peaceful grass spot. Like no cars nearby, really. Big grass area, no one else there, and you got this background. It's maybe the nicest grass spot I've been to. So yeah, thought I'd share that.
That's the very definition of a painting. If you look the term painting up on Google, this clip comes up. Yeah. Now, we're gonna wrap it up there, but I'm gonna leave you all of the loyal Church of Shromid members with your old pal. Oh wait, what's going on?
I'm going too.
Nah, hang on. Something's happening. No.
What's
it's
he
not
done?
working. I'm trying to be Shromid, but it won't let me. Oh no.
Oh, you're gonna lose your followers.
No.
You're gonna lose your congregation.
Okay, well, I can't be Shromid right now, but I hope you guys enjoyed this. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, please.
Yeah, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are trying to get 1,000. We only need 37 more. So if you're not subscribed and you're watching this live, just subscribe. Come on.